preparation work we will do. And I didn't plan anything, some one day lecture or something, and probably like I would like to guide through and what you can do further as a regular activity, right? So probably we can check if you want to learn something new on a regular basis, and what is the methodology we can do. So something like that. Interesting? So this is what my introduction, and probably like various roles on the regular part of my work that I used to do. And it starts from solution architecture and project management and the proposals, project proposals, and account management and COE operations, probably the resource planning and hiring laterals and experienced team to the company, and training the college freshers, and mostly like all the on-site offshore relationship, those kind of the things I regularly take care as part of my regular work. And you can check with me on LinkedIn or email, and as I said, because I am planning for like a regular engagement, not one day lecture. So most probably like this will be a very interesting way you can continuously learn something new. And Salesforce.com is providing such a platform, and probably I would say like this session probably a good introduction to you how to get started with Salesforce.com, the cloud computing tool. Okay. So that was my introduction, and probably like I may not have like everybody introduced it here. Maybe in the company I talked to like a small group, I asked like some of the people like introduce yourself, and maybe like I would like to check, I want to listen from you something like what typically you do. Maybe like everybody here is a final year students, right? And BE and ME final year students. So anybody like this is a BE, this is a ME, how it works, or everybody is next up. Everybody is BE. Everybody is BE, right? MBA also there. So what typically you do, maybe like not everybody may have some extra curricular or probably like a habit. I know that probably like a BE final year or ME student as an engineering student, we will have a regular syllabus, and something like beyond the syllabus, as I am an engineering graduate, I regularly do something to achieve my excellence in the engineering, right? So there is anything you have, maybe like you can just feel free to share that, and I will be very glad to hear. You have to interact with this. So anything probably like it may be like reading some book, specifically like a magazine on a regular month-on-month magazine, apart from your college books or college syllabus, right? Probably something like maybe this is a Ramnad and you don't have any facilities outside the college, you don't get to any extra courses or something, or you are doing any extra courses outside. Maybe it can be like a simple Unix course or C or C++ or any other specific things. So somebody may like, let's make that today very interesting by like interacting each other, right? So probably it will be get bored. I am not a good speaker anyway. So if we need to sit all throughout the day, we have to have some fun at least. And if I am speaking all alone, it's not going to make that interesting. Feel free, and I am alumni here, not from any other company, so I know the environment. And I am based out of Ramnad and studied in Sairamal School and college. So probably relax and say something like, there is something like what currently, like this year, this batch students, engineering students, what they are doing extra apart from the college syllabus? Anybody want to say anything? This side? So this is a final year, right? Engineering B or ME? B, everybody is B. So anything interesting, like what extra you do, like apart from the college books? Maybe it can be reading like anything related to maybe like one particular article. In the daily newspaper we talk about sports, right? Something like any single article which is related to engineering or computer science, maybe Tamil computer or whatever. What is something outside of the college course, anybody doing something interesting? This is an important thing I want to check. I really don't believe that you are not doing anything apart from the college book. But I believe that you are not ready to share with me, right? Maybe anybody agree with this statement? So you are not doing anything, that's what you are saying. Seriously, you are not doing anything outside reading through your college books? I think maybe one actually can say something. You can talk about your friends. We have plenty of time. I have not planned anything much. So I have at least maybe 15 slides. So it depends on the communication you are engaging with me. That day can be like maybe wonderful or it's going to be a total flop day. I am not moving across unless you are sharing something. Maybe like 60 or 70 people here. So probably like at least I want 4 people to talk about it. What do you think? Probably you may not be doing something. And did you thought about anything like you want to do when you are doing your engineering course? Anything like you wanted to do, but you didn't get a chance because of whatever the reason? Anything? Roll number 15, who is that? Who is roll number 15? Probably I will give another option. What you are expecting as part of today's workshop? two different questions. The first thing, what you are doing as part of the engineering graduate, your graduation study, as what is your regular hobby, right? And that's one. And otherwise, if you are not familiar, if you are not doing anything on top of that, that's fine. But we are here today with some objective, probably like at least our professors are given like one entire day whatever they are planned for. So what is your expectation as part of today's workshop? Right? Please. Sorry. Anything? What is your expectation as part of today's workshop? No expectation at all?
Learn something about cloud computing.
Anything more? Do you have a cloud computing as a part of your semester?
Yes, sir. Get cloud computing substance. Sharing our resources, data.
This semester or previous?
This semester.
So what are the different topics you have?
IoT, cloud computing, internet, website, OT, open source with
Anybody else want to share anything?
to know something different about how can we implement those things in the software like that, how can we share the resource and how to provide a service like that.
I need this session to be very interesting and more practical work has to be done. That's apart from studies, theoretically don't, just practically you have to work into that.
Thank you, very interesting. So, first I don't know much about cloud computing and unfortunately I choose the topic or given to me, so I have just Googled it, prepared 3 slides. That's going to be possibly boring for 10 minutes. After that I will guarantee that you will have a lot of fun. Okay, so bear with me for 10 minutes. So this is, I have a blank slide. That's the reason I was asking this. What is the part? How we can spend today? Right? And I have something prepared, but you have anything you want to change altogether, and probably if I am able to speak for that, and maybe as part of my introduction slide, I have put various other points, right? And if there was anything you have noticed very much interesting, we can talk about that also. Right? Otherwise, I have something planned already, I will go ahead. That may be interesting or may not be interesting. So if you want to add some more on this topic, we can add it. What could be the interesting topic to discuss today? Cloud computing, what's more? Yeah. Within the cloud computing, what can be more interesting?
Visualization.
But visualization is very much interesting. It's like a very hot topic within the cloud computing. And that's where lot of works happening, and that is called like a platform as a service. Wherever like we are doing a platform as a service, and their visualization is getting into more detail. Okay, so then I will probably go ahead with the agenda what I planned for. Probably the agenda is something we will talk about the cloud computing and various cloud computing platforms, what is currently available in the market, and what are the platforms majorly used by the major enterprise companies. Then we can choose one of the cloud computing platform where I regularly work every day, and then we all will have a get to access about it. Okay. So we will have access to one of the cloud computing platform. It is free and it's not going to expire anytime. So if you are interested about this topic, and you can regularly work on that particular platform, and there are a lot of tutorials available, and I will show you like how you can explore on your own. Okay, that's going to be an interesting area, I believe. This is the various element, probably we can cover first half and sometime in the second half as well. And based on my interest, I will have one more slide deck, probably like we can talk about it in the second half of the day. So, irrespective of the content there, what is the simple example? What is a cloud computing platform or cloud computing devices or cloud computing apps we have been using, right? So why the cloud computing is like so much interesting to everybody?
Anybody, anytime access. So we can easily. It is a cute size. Google.
So very simple, we can talk about something, and if we see any companies earlier, we will have a server room, right? There is a server room, right? The set of stack servers is there, and most of the companies nowadays, you see, there is no server rooms, such server rooms. Probably like the people who has like a 30 to 40 employees working in the company, and they work out of the home. There is no office at all. And the entire applications projects resides in the cloud. So any laptop they can work. I don't need to have a permanent laptop. I can work on one machine today and I can work on another machine today. No single document, single coding program file will be stored in the local file. So everything will be stored on the cloud, and I can just get login and modify, deploy using some of the cloud platform tools itself. Even I plain system very newly bought any laptops or machines, we can immediately get onto my applications and work on it. That's the power of cloud computing for the developers or consultants. So for the end users, we no need to have anything established, like investing on the servers and maintaining on the servers, maintaining on the network and everything. Very simply we can use. That's a basic understanding. So probably this is something like I take it from the web. So it's like a literal meaning of what is cloud computing. So in the cloud computing, the most interesting part is software as a service. Probably like everybody is familiar with SaaS, right? So software as a service, everybody says example like Gmail, WhatsApp, Facebook, everything we are using as a software as a service, right? So those are the things like for entertainment or social purpose. Have you used any software as a service application as part of the business perspective? Sorry?
Like that. Clouds, Amazon வந்து cloud platform Firebase provide பண்ணுவோம்.
Any cloud computing platform, like you said, Amazon, any other cloud computing platform.
Any cloud computing platforms, like everybody knows that Amazon is one of the cloud computing platform, right? So what is the cloud computing platform for the commercially they are operating? So probably we can check it out what are the cloud computing platforms. So Microsoft Windows Azure, and that's very interesting area. Every enterprise companies right now deploying their applications in Microsoft Azure. So anybody like read through that Azure, or anybody like have a hands-on? Maybe like everybody is working on right now for the final year projects, right? Or is it already completed, or it's yet to be started? But you have identified your topics and platforms what you have to do. So one of the interesting areas is Microsoft Windows Azure, and I got a chance 1 month before I can set up one of the virtual machine, and that virtual machine purpose is like if I am doing any coding, part of like a 20 or 20 plus team members in the project team, what they are doing, right? Maybe they are creating the programs, they are coding, and all the coding needs to be central place. It has to be upgraded to one integrated system, right? That probably like one project we have 25 models for example, and the 25 developers is being worked on, but all the 25 different projects coding needs to be centralized in one place, right? And that's where we have implemented one of the Azure network, and what it does is like everybody's coding, what I have recently changed today in my coding repository, it will pull that particular coding files and put it in the common server, probably like a Git server. That's where all the project's coding will be there, right? Then it will be like automatically taken into testing servers and UAT servers and production servers. So that is one of the app we have built it, and it's running on the Azure Web Services. So from the Azure Web Services I can have a database installed and various applications installed in that virtual machine itself. If I am logging into a virtual machine, how I am logging into my laptop, the same way it will look like, no difference at all. Right? So maybe as a student, I will recommend something like check on Microsoft Azure portal. There are free access for the Microsoft professionals. Maybe like if you are doing some certification on any of the Microsoft platform, you will have a free access to the entire platform. Like if you are going for commercial, it will be like to cost $150 to $200 a month. But for the students, the Microsoft giving it free, but they demand like there will be one certification you might have done, maybe like a Microsoft .NET framework, Azure framework, or any one of the Microsoft certified partner. You have done that course, you can do it free. And I know one of my junior, like in the work, not from the college, he has that Microsoft certified some program, and he will have access to that kind of environment. And using like Microsoft, what is the OS phone? Microsoft OS in the phone, what we call? Okay, Windows OS, right? So probably like a Windows-based phone, and in the early days he has given some of the programs. Say right now we can have like a selfie in the mobile phone, right? Probably like maybe 5 years before there was no camera which has some add-on features. Like you can take only that other side, the front-end camera was not there. Probably like we cannot have a time add-on. If you just clicking the photo button, it will be take the picture immediately. So he built something like clicking on the button, after 30 seconds it will take the photo. The built-in mobile camera doesn't have that feature, but he built it through the Azure platform. And so because of it is Windows OS, it's very seamlessly work. So this is like one app, I just giving the example. Maybe like that may initiate some different thought process to you. Maybe based on the current smartphone, if there is any small feature which is pending, and you can implement that using this Azure platform, because it will easily work in Windows OS. So another one is like a Google App Engine, right? And probably like we will have a Gmail account, and it has a lot of online spreadsheets and document and presentation deck, everything. But that is what the end user use. We can build our own coding and programming, and that can be deployed in the Google App Engine. So as like similar to Amazon, we can deploy something to Google App Engine as well, right? So probably like the idea what I am just very quickly convey here is like there are various cloud computing platforms. One is Windows Azure, another one is a Google App Engine, and another one is VMware Cloud Factory. This name seems familiar, VMware. VMware, anybody sounds familiar? Sorry? So probably like the latest news about VMware is like EMC is one of the major company, and that acquired this company called VMware, so they became a own company. So the Cloud Foundry is one of their product, like Azure is how it became one of the cloud product for Windows or Microsoft, and Cloud Foundry is from the VMware. And Cloud Foundry has a lot of products. One of the interesting products is like as part of an enterprise company, we will have our company email and Outlook and email service, everything, right? And my phone has the Cloud Foundry applications. So anywhere actually, it's not I need to get onto the browser and access my company emails. The Cloud Foundry application is being provided by the company, and it's inbuilt configured to access all corporate applications, primarily including the corporate emails. So anywhere I can just check my emails through the Cloud Foundry. So one of the example what we can apply to the Cloud Foundry. See, if you see like the AirWatch by VMware, so that provides more authentication. So another interesting area is like a Post.com, and that's where I work every day. Very interesting platform. And Salesforce.com is a company started in 1999, and it's like almost 17 years, right? Probably 17 years. 27 years. 17th year. So within 17th year, a startup company, what are the heights it can reach? Salesforce.com is like a very good example. No other company probably reached this much heights within the 17 years. So initially they had just a application called the Salesforce.com. They provide various applications like features, sales and services, marketing. What are the different sales, service, marketing business we can do by using the Salesforce.com. But by now, there is something called Post.com platform, and we can build business and process for any particular operations. Say if I want to run a college and college administration, till probably like all the college related operations, running the class, everything I can create an app in poststratcom.com. So probably in the second part of the day, we will have one quick projects created in the poststratcom.com. Okay? So this is another one cloud computing platform called Heroku, and this was like a very small company, but now it is part of Salesforce.com again because of the company acquisition. And this is where like you see like a Dynos and Git, and we can build that. What is the server capacity we needed? Like same with Azure as well. So if I am just creating one virtual machine, I can decide that what is the processor speed and processor power and memory, everything like they have multiple package of tools. And based on that we can choose, and maybe like we can build some redundancy servers for seamless operations. Good? So any one particular platform makes more interesting to you out of the 5 cloud computing platform we discussed, or as part of curriculum, and because this semester you have been studying about cloud computing, right? And the cloud computing, the syllabus talks about any of these companies' products and features. No? So it's basically only a theory, right? So probably this will be a good introduction along with your semester papers, and what is current very latest top 5 companies doing very good in the cloud computing platforms. Probably like you can note it down the names at least, and you can Google it later part of time if you have like a very interesting topic you want to learn further. And check it out all the cloud computing platforms, and most of the cloud computing platforms providing free access. So probably you can log into that and you can start building it. Probably like poststratcom platform you can check it for today. Yes, yes. So beyond cloud computing and or within the cloud computing, the SaaS is very interesting area. But the SaaS, the major providing of SaaS companies right now targeting on the CRM business, right? And what is CRM? Anybody like experience that the CRM and where you have been customer to any of the business or any of the other institutes where you have been a customer to anybody? So in general, if you see CRM is like any business they want to track and manage their customers, right? And probably like for any promotions or any sales or any tools they have going, they want to specifically communicate to the customers. And maybe in the Allied business, it is getting very much important to manage the customer information. So, do you see your name or your related information being managed by any of the current business systems? Have you been a customer to any of the business where you have been tracked in their system? So probably like a very quick round of discussion as part of your understanding. What is CRM? Customer Relationship Management. Anybody want to share your understanding? What is Customer Relationship Management? Very much it will be like everybody might have experienced this, right? Because we have been doing a lot of shopping, or we have been doing like a lot of we have been part of lot of companies business. Then we are customers. So where you have experienced that any one of the business companies handling their customers very excellent way. So if you are buying something, anybody asks you like what is your mobile number, what is your email address, what they are going to do with that? Anybody? No one they have asked your phone number or something when you are buying something? So anybody has purchased in Flipkart, Amazon, so you have to get registered yourself, right? And your name, email address, phone number and something. So those inputs getting into their CRM system. Say what are the products you have checked. Next time the same product got some discount, it will be there in your home screen as soon as you log into the website, right? So that's how they are trying to make the promotions, right? So just to take an example, like we have a bank account, right? Mostly everybody have a bank account, and no. So probably like once they have created our account in their system, they are giving a card or checkbook, debit card, credit card and everything, right? And if it is not working, you are complaining to them, and when you are complaining that they are looking for something like what is that card number, right? And ATM passport they will be checking. That's how they are authorizing whether you are the right customer, you are a right holder to get the clarifications, right? So once you have authorized that, then you can say that what is your problem. Maybe like ATM thing is not working, or my checkbook vouchers are over and you want to have more vouchers sent to you, right? And those kind of the information they are tracking as a service request. So that's a system, and the service request will be mapped to your name and your account. That's how the CRM system works. So bankers really want to track that what are the interactions they have with their customers. So no bank can run successfully without a CRM system. So that what the purpose of CRM system is interesting, right? You got the clarity or any questions over why someone needs to have a CRM system. So probably like where you have just feel that based on your whatever transaction you have done, which company has the best CRM system? Maybe like what are the CRM system you have observed when you are doing business with anybody? So even Anand himself has some CRM system, I know, right? So jewelry has that. Which jewelry has it? Kalyan Jewelers has that. Okay. So any promotions they are doing? Okay. What else they are doing? Probably what is the understanding I got from here is Kalyan Jewelers run the CRM system, and what they really do, like they regularly send messages when the gold rates going up and down. So it's an interesting promo if you see, and furthermore, and when you are buying a gold, they are giving you points. So if you are buying a 10 gram of gold, they are giving you some points, and that points can be encased, or it can be like some additional golds we can purchase based on whatever the points it is allocated. Right? So what is this program called? Any idea in the CRM terminology? So in the CRM terminology, if we say marketing, and that's what like when the gold prices goes up and down, and for their customer, they are sending a push notification, right? And that's one of the excellent way of doing marketing. And the another part, like when they are giving a point for the each purchase, that's in the CRM terminology we call it as like a loyalty management program or loyalty program. So if one customer like we have to attract the customers as part of the company's business. So what is here is like you have already 100 points. Maybe like it can be like any jewelry shop or it's a textile shop. Already you have 100 points, and every time you are purchasing it, and maybe like after some regular purchases, you will get some benefit. And that's what their motivations also. We have to retain the customer, so they are running the loyalty programs. Every single, probably like even small town and villages also, the loyalty program is being very successful. Like both is doing something and RMKV doing something. Everybody is giving you one card, a free card, and every purchase they is giving back. This is your points you have here. And in the CRM terminology, this is called loyalty program. So now you understand better what is the CRM and how typically like everyday business transaction is being used, right? Probably now we can check it out. Do you need a break? No, right? So typically we need a break. What do you take a break? No, probably I just check it out, and I think like the topic is very interesting. We can go on some more time. Right? So let's check it out on Salesforce.com, right? The application. And probably if you have access to the computers and it is connected to the net, probably you can check it out. Salesforce.com or Salesforce.com is. If you want to check it out Salesforce.com and get some access to the Salesforce.com environment, probably like get system turned on, and probably we can get to that website and get free subscription from the Salesforce.com. Here is the different models within Salesforce.com. Typically, what are the services the Salesforce.com offering, and they call it their product in a different models like the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and probably like a custom business whatever we can build. And beyond that, they have some platforms. That's a Force.com platform, and Salesforce IQ is something like for a small business, they can very easily operate. They don't need to spend a lot of money, but it comes with sleek operations. Desk.com is something like ticket tracking system. Say for example, like there is any appliance shop, probably we can take any example here. Maybe like there is any air conditioners, right? Any air conditioners, maybe like a Blue Dot something. Booster? Booster. Okay. Near Nachitinam, okay. So, Blue Star and say if the AC is not working, right, and we have to just going to complain that, okay, our college computer science lab, the AC is not working to that particular vendor. The vendor not going to do anything more than that. They just want to track where is that AC and from how long it is not going to working and whether the product is in the warranty or not. And when someone can come here from the Blue Star and service that fault. So such a sleek operation, so Desk.com just going to offer that. Probably like instead of plugging in some Excel sheet and a notebook and a Desk.com. Say somebody like where service person is already here in Parmaguri on the way to returning back and he saw that notification, immediately stop back in the college and service it. Instead of that, he directly goes to the company and again come back to this place. So it offers the mobile connectivity and the service person and sales person can access from anywhere. So another very interesting area is like a community, right? That's getting a lot of attraction in the enterprise business. So for example, like if you are using a bank online access, right? That is nothing but like a customer community. The bank wanted you to transact more and more, right? So they have given online access because their business is being benefited by every single operations. Before online access, you have to go to the bank and stand in the queue, and for that you won't do any transactions. You have been delaying the transaction. But right now, wherever you are from your mobile itself, you can transfer money or do any transaction or buy using any cards. Because they are giving such features, so their business is getting increased. But we are not waiting, okay, this Saturday we will go for a bank. Not like that we are planning. If we are designing something, we are doing the transaction immediately. So the customer and bank is getting a benefit. And that's why we are doing a lot of promotions and giving some online access and mobile access and everything. Right? We see that why bank has to be very much innovative to retain the customer. So that's one form of a community, like the bank giving online access to their customers and any enterprise companies giving online access to their partners. Everything is called community. And Charter is something like a totally new feature within Salesforce.com. And probably I would say that this is a Facebook for work. Say for example, like we are taking a pictures and posting it in the Facebook and everybody is commenting on it and like on that, right? And for the salesperson in a typical day, what he will do, like I have worked on this particular opportunity, I sold 3 AC machines. Then every colleague has a temptation like, okay, he is doing something more and I want it. That's how like every enterprise now getting onto the Charter, and that's how they are encouraging their employees or sharing the communication more and more. So I am like in kind of the peak sales, right? I have been just going all the way for a sales. I don't need to call up my manager and say that I have already sold 3 AC machines. I am just simply updating in the application, he will get to the report dynamically. It's interesting, right? Because I am going on somewhere, I don't need to call up every friends, I am just putting a status message, everybody getting know about it. Something like that, the same patient. That's why Charter is being called as like a Facebook for work. So the opportunity in the real-time business, they will track in various stages. So you have been to multiple times the showroom with the family, then they are trying to engage with banks, right, to get the loan. That almost decided, that's the next step. So the percentage of probability is high to buy a car. So probably like that's where they will classify the opportunities based on the percentage. When you are confirming the booking based on considering what is the loan amount you will get and what is like the capital amount you are going to pay, and that calculation you are booking the car, then the probably like the opportunity is confirmed. They will say that like the successfully won or close to won the opportunity. The product is considerably sold. And as part of the sales cycle, after this they will be creating a sales order and then it will be getting to delivery and all those things. That's probably getting into the ERP side of the business. That till the opportunity is being successful, it is being part of the CRM system. So that's how the enterprise companies, CRM systems and ERP systems work together. So any enterprise companies need to have their CRM and ERP systems very much integrated, right? In getting the clarity, so what really or when probably we need to use the CRM systems. So any enterprise companies, they have to have the CRM system, so the business model needs to be very successful. And at this point of time, and very much affordable CRM system and very much probably prospective CRM system is Salesforce.com. So if you are learning through it and your profile has something about a CRM systems or Salesforce.com system, the potential of like convincing the interviewer and exhibiting your willingness to learn something outside of your curriculum, it is like a very much like a positive thing, right? So what next? We have talked about opportunities. What is cases? Probably the cases is something the service request. You purchase the car and then probably you are going for a first service, right? So the cases is something the product, planned service or unplanned services. Anything we can say as part of the cases. Say for example, like a first service is something like a planned services, and second services maybe like the tire puncture or engine seals or whatever it is, and you are giving the car to the service center. When they are taking the car in, they will create a record in their CRM system, so they can just track that. So when you are going a next time and further you are visiting the service center, they know that how many times that car has been came for services. They will have the entire history. So that's why like previously there is not much publicly integrated service center. That's why the people will say that if you are giving a service to the car, always go to the same particular service center. So they know all the history of the car and the previous services, details, everything. So that's how the people typically tend to say that if you are giving a car to the services, go always for the same center. But the background reality is like history of your car. If they are really tracking somewhere, anybody at any point of time you can get services, right? So that's the background process. What else? Do you think what is contract here? Any idea like? Based on what we are talking about CRM and various models, and when I say contracts, and probably I have given some description about it as well. So what is your thought process? What is the real purpose of contracts? Any idea this side? What is probably like the contracts needs in the CRM system? Probably here there is a less interaction probably, like say what is your understanding about CRM applications? Are you able to read it or we have to make it much more Zoom we have to do it, or are you able to read through it? Able to read through it? So the contracts, if you see something, any agreement between a buyer and seller, that's going to be a contract here. And probably like if you are involving any third party beyond buyer and seller, maybe that is a third party contract. Here the typical use case in our example will be like if you are taking the loan and we have to pay for like a 3 years EMI. That's being written and signed between you and the third party. That's being a banker here and that's a private agency. The contract needs to be tracked in the CRM system. Right? Make sense? Good? further if you see solutions, right, what is typically solutions going to be? Any idea? You have any idea about what can be a solutions in the CRM system? Did you check anything or read through anything about the CRM as part of your syllabus or outside the syllabus? No, right? Or is there any paper on CRM? But CRM is very interesting subject, probably like Google through or I will be sharing a lot of links as part of the continuous specs. And probably I will share this deck version as well, so you can read through it. The solution is something like, in our example, like we are talking about a car service center, right? Say for example, like a car engine got seized or the wiper is not working out. And if the wiper is not working out, what could be the standard root cause, right? So the solution title will be like the wiper not working, and then the description of the solutions will be like what the service centers or service reps needs to check if the car wiper is not working. So I don't need to have a familiar and experience by checking the CRM system. I can know that if there is any complaint that the car wiper is not working. So I have to check these parameters of the car, whether it is good. In that way I can diagnose the root cause. So it's like a system of records to make a better services to the customer. So that's why like we are saying like a customer relationship management system. So the CRM topic like it generates any interest. CRM system generates any interest. Yes? This is something like a general relationship between the different entities within the CRM system. So if the basic CRM concept really makes interest, then probably like this zigzag diagram is going to make a lot more interest. So that's why I am just wanted to check the basic concepts and scenarios behind the CRM system makes any interest, or is it good area to explore the CRM system? What is your understanding based on this particular diagram? Everybody familiar with the entity relationship diagram, right? As part of the OOPS or database concepts or database subjects. Maybe I have not used that ERD relationship as it is, I just use the arrows here. So what is entity relationships? Most probably like everybody knows about it, right? Entity relationship diagram. You know about entity relationship diagram or ERD diagram? Everybody heard about it? ERD diagram? ERD diagram? You know it, right? So what is your understanding about ERD? You know about? You don't know about it. Okay. So everybody knows about ERD diagram. It's like a basic thing as part of any database or OOPS programming concepts, right? So what is really the ERD diagram? So this is as part of your syllabus itself. So I am not asking about anything outside your syllabus. So probably what you understand from ERD.
Relationship between entities.
What it demonstrates?
Shows how they are related together.
probably like very simply in the one-liner it is said that it explains the relationship between entities. That's very good. Probably like further what we can understand from this. Say if you see like the very first one, right, account and contact, let's focus on this area. These two areas, right? The account and contact. There are some terminology in the ERD like a parent object and child object, right? Or parent table or child table. How do you say object or table? Maybe parent entity or child entity. So, entity, object, table, what do you use? Entity. Say for example, parent entity and child entity, right? And probably like account and contact. One account can have a multiple contact associated with this. Say, Seramam College planning to buy a car for all of the HODs. That's a use cases if we are talking about. And probably like account here is Seramam Engineering College, and the contact probably is like all the HODs, right? Probably like the contact and opportunities. So the contact and opportunities, again it is a parent-child relationship. Contact being a parent and opportunities being a child. So can you give me a scenario for that? What is the scenario? And probably like contact and opportunities is working out. Say I am going to license Toyota showroom today and I am checking out about the very basic model of the car from the Toyota. Right? I am exploring it. And after a month, I am skipping it. Okay, I will postpone it. I am not going to buy the car right now because what is the potential capability right now I have and the feature of the car or the size or seating capacity of the car is not matching. So next year, after 6 months, I am going and just planning for more capacity or more seated capacity cars. Maybe like I gained some more capacity in terms of quantitative capacity. So this time I am going to inquire about the second level of the car. So the CRM system 6 months before they created one opportunity with car. Now they are going to create a second opportunity of the car. Previous opportunity they might have closed, like closed last because we didn't buy the car. This point of time they will be just creating it one more car and work along that particular opportunity car. So this relationship says that one entity, how it is related to another entity, which entity going to be the parent and which entity going to be the child, and how the relationship works, right? Maybe if I see that there is a case object that is related to the account, probably like if I am going for the first services, they are creating a one case record, second services, they are creating a second case record to track the case, and maybe like any unplanned malfunction in the car, that kind of time also we are going to service the car, right? So that kind of time we will create one more case records. So for a particular account, they will have multiple cases, right? That's how the ERP system works. So this is going further more detail to understand about declarative programs, what is declarative and programmatic examples we have within the CRM system. Like if you see Java, we will have a Java programming, or within the program we will have a methods. Within the methods we may have variables declared or query have been written, or those are the different elements which we need to understand to write a Java program, right? Probably like if we need to query from the database, we should be knowing that how to query from the database before we started writing the program altogether. So if we need to inbuild some business within the Salesforce.com, these are the different elements we need to get familiar with. Probably like what is applications, what is tabs, what is page layouts, workflows, validation rules, all these elements. And probably I will guide through the link where we can get access to all of these elements. Okay, but this you need to spend a lot of time in reading through and doing some exercise to get familiar about it. Okay, this is very interesting part of it. Beyond this point of time, probably you need to have your machine on so you can dynamically check everything. So this is something like a developers.salesforce.com. Probably I may request like enter this URL in your browser, get to see that what is being displayed. Just probably like you have laptop and machines around, open up the browser and get to this particular URL, which is in the title slide, developers.salesforce.com, and we can subscribe the salesforce.com for our own purpose.